Captain America, The Red Skull's Return. Chapter 1, Ghosts of War, SHIELD. War Room buzzed with tension. Satellite images showed Hydra insignias resurfacing across Europe. Graffiti on ruins, stolen weapons appearing in black markets, whispers of a commander rallying the shadows. Steve Rogers stood over the map, his reflection staring back from the glass table. One name repeated in the intelligence reports like a nightmare echo. Johann Schmidt, the Red Skull. Steve had seen him vanish into the light of the Tesseract, swallowed by its cosmic fury. He had believed it was over, but Schmidt had always been a survivor. Evil doesn't stay buried, Steve muttered, slipping his shield onto his arm. And if the Red Skull truly lived, then the war wasn't finished. Chapter 2, The Fortress in the Alps. Snowstorms whipped across the Bavarian Alps as Steve trekked toward an old Hydra fortress. Its silhouette loomed against jagged cliffs, once a ruin, now alive with floodlights and patrols. Moving like a ghost, Steve infiltrated the compound. Inside, he found laboratories buzzing with activity, engineers hunched over consoles, tanks of fluid bubbling with failed experiments. Misshapen bodies floated in glass, grim reminders of Hydra's obsession with recreating the super soldier serum. Steve's gut clenched. Decades had passed, yet Schmidt's vision hadn't changed. Power at any cost. Chapter 3, The Skull Returns. A voice, sharp and venomous, cut through the air. "Captain Rogers! Still wandering a world that has long outgrown you." Steve spun, shield raised. Out of the shadows stepped Johann Schmidt. His crimson face was more grotesque than Steve remembered, scarred by decades of torment, eyes glowing with fanatic hatred. "You should be dead," Steve growled. The skull smirked. "The Tesseract spared me." "The last time you chased power, it destroyed you. History's about to repeat itself." The skull's laugh rattled the chamber. "History bends to those who seize it, Rogers. And tonight, the world bends to me." Chapter 5, Clash of Legends. The skull plunged the needle into his veins, his body convulsed, muscles surging with unnatural growth, veins glowing with crimson light. His roar shook the walls. Then he struck. His first blow hurled Steve across the lab, slamming him through metal plating. Pain burned through his ribs, but Steve rose, shield ready. Steel met vibranium as the two titans collided. Schmidt's attacks were raw, savage, fueled by decades of hatred. Steve's counters were disciplined, precise. Blocks, strikes, shield arcs honed by years of war. The fortress quaked with their fury. Hero and nemesis, soldier and tyrant, locked in a battle echoing across time. Chapter 6, Fire in the Mountain. Their fight tore through the laboratories. Flames erupted as machinery ruptured under their blows. Scientists fled in panic. Tanks shattered, spilling crimson serum across the floors like blood. "You cannot stop progress!" Schmidt bellowed, hurling a steel beam. Steve caught it on his shield, boots skidding. "Progress without humanity isn't progress. It's tyranny." With a surge, Steve rammed Schmidt backward into the main chamber. His shield struck a vat of serum, shattering it. Liquid hissed as it seeped into circuits. Sparks ignited. Alarms screamed. The mountain began to collapse. Chapter 7, The escape explosions tore through the fortress. Steve fought through smoke and fire, dragging himself toward an exit as the structure caved in. Through the chaos, he glimpsed Schmidt retreating into a hidden tunnel, enhanced body cutting through debris with unnatural speed. Their eyes met, one burning with hate, the other with resolve. "This war never ends, Rogers," The skull snarled before vanishing into the dark. Steve barely escaped as the fortress imploded behind him, the blast lighting the Alps like a second sunrise. Snow turned to steam, burying Hydra's sins beneath rubble. But one sin had escaped. Chapter 8. No Rest for Evil. At dawn, Steve stood on the cliffs, the wind whipping his torn uniform. The fortress was gone, but his enemy lived. He adjusted his shield, shoulders heavy with the weight of history. If Schmidt is back, then so am I. The Red Skull's return was more than a threat. It was a reminder that Hydra's shadow would always rise again, but so would he. Steve looked toward the horizon, the morning sun glinting off his shield. Evil never rests, and neither would Captain America.